And we are live. I think the light looks great like this, right? Just a second, just getting into the stream right here, right now, right here, right now. Ooh. I don't need to forget my... I was just playing with some settings here. It's not made for kids. Save. So if you just joined in, welcome to Zachary 3D Prints live stream. My name is Zachary, of course. And welcome. Tijn, how are you doing? I'm doing fine. I thought I had an appointment, but it's scheduled to next week. So, hey, no problem here. So where are you currently working on? Hey, non-fam, welcome. Always keep it nice and smooth. How's the audio? I hope I'm not disrupting anybody else's live stream. So there's a lot going on currently also here on the background, on the back. Because I'm also currently working on several other, how's it called? Several other projects for all my 3D printers. If you can see right now, there are some boxes of filament standing. I've got now 5 brand new filament spools, 2 of the famous brand that I'm always using, Fill-Rite. But now I also have filament from Extruder, 3 rolls, beautiful colors, 1 in the color black, 1 in the color purplish, more in the sense of biofusion, it's called by Extruder, and also 2 from everyone. PLA filament is also going to arrive hopefully next week. Currently my Ender 3, currently my Ender 6 is 3D printing another spool holder. It's those ones that you can print in different kind of width. And because under my workbench, 2 3D printers are standing. My ANET ET4 is standing right on the workbench, but the planning is to also move it to the down underneath the workbench. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so I'm going to spend my evening here hanging out with you. Normally I will do that on a Friday evening. I don't know what happened on Friday. Something else came in between. Yeah, I was watching the live stream from NSF for Starship SN11, the test flight, but yeah, it scrubbed. I think one of the reasons is also for the weather. But yeah, afterwards we were watching a video or a movie on the new Ambilight 70-inch LCD, 70-inch Ultra HD television. It's a very big screen. And afterwards, I went here and was watching some YouTube videos as well. I also do that to support other people's content as well. The Lightspeed, welcome. Welcome to the live stream. How are you doing, sir? Oh, I drove a Tesla Model 3 for the first time. It was amazing. So somebody's ringing the doorbell. Just a second. Just a second. Going to mute. I'm still here. Hello. Welcome, Juicy Coding. Welcome. Jacandis Uga. I don't know if I pronounced it correctly. Yeah, I had my muted my microphone. There was no FBI on the door. FBI just knocks, not ringing a doorbell. That is Kate. And somewhere here is my wife. You know what you can do? You can come and also join the live stream.
No, I need to bring them to the
Afterwards.
It's my set.
So now I've just good. So I'm going to put my headphones on, just pretending that I'm also hearing some other sounds as well. So yeah, where was I? So several awesome things are coming. I'm not going to spoil too much, but I placed an order for 3 different kind of things on the side of E3D. I'm not going to say Hamera, I'm not going to say Titan extruder, and I'm definitely also not going to say V6. I didn't say anything, right? Also, that is said. Yeah, so no, JC Coding, I really want to have a tool changer, but I don't know how other content creators on YouTube manage something like that next to their full-time job. But yes, if I would have the opportunity to get my hands on a tool changer, I would go 200% for that. But yeah, so like mentioned, the Hamera is going to come, the V6 is going to come, and a Titan extruder. And a V6. Yeah, I know. The tool changer would be very ideal when you're printing in multi-materials, in different kind of materials, not multicolor like the MMU, but something with soluble materials, which you can also print on an IDEX 3D printer. Last week I did a video on the Friday about the Jade Label G1 IDEX 3D printer, which is going to on Kickstarter pretty soon. It's also an IDEX 3D printer for people who don't know what IDEX is an independent dual extruder. So you have two different kind of hot ends, and you can print not only multicolor or two different kind of colors, but you can also print with soluble material. You can print PLA and PETG, for example, or maybe some other combinations. I'm not familiar how they are going to bond with each other, but it's always nice to try some things out. What's Hey, Cyberdeck Cafe, welcome to the live stream. It's the day of the live streams again. Did I miss anything? Somebody else is going live soon. Oh, you? Did I ever heard of it? Hey, Scottish 3D Printer, how are you doing, sir? Welcome to the live stream. So I was checking around, but basically I only get messages from the recommended videos, recommended streams of people who are subscribed to. But Cyberdeck Cafe, yeah, I didn't notice. Yesterday, because I know that also the R2D2 live stream was going on. For that reason, I didn't do the live stream, because I have the tendency to keep long live streams. Hey, Mr. Maker, how you doing, sir? Welcome. I also ordered several Capricorn tubes, Capricorn tube cutter, some couplers, some other components. So in the future upcoming videos, I'm going to make some modifications on the Ender 3 V2. I'm going to make some little improvements, modifications. So, chasing some things out. I saw that the edge effect was doing the same thing that I was planning to do as well. But for me, it's my type of video, my type of content, how I would bring it up. Some people kind of don't like me talking a lot, but I'm also going to maybe check for some ASMR kind of video. I'm not sure how I'm going to do this, because I do like to talk a lot. Yeah, that's my thing. I think most of the people that are here in the live stream know me for that. I like to talk. I'm this kind of guy. When you have a party of several people, 20, 30 people, and then brand new somewhere, I have always this urge to start talking with strangers. AMSR vids need to die? Oh my gosh, yeah. No, there are several YouTube channels or several videos that I do like to watch, especially from Big Stacked. It's awesome, because you don't need to have any explanation for what he is doing with the metal casting, what he is doing. No, she doesn't speak English. But if you have some space, some time, go watch Big Stacked. He's making from scrap metal. He's making agates. I don't know if I pronounced it correctly, but he makes from scrap metals. He makes some agates. No, it's not a ghost. It's my youngest daughter, but she can, ghosting a little bit. But yeah. Well, I don't know if you know this cartoon from Disney, Ladybug, the miraculous Ladybug, something like that. Yeah. Just a second. Just a second. Ba-ba-da-ba, ba-da-ba. He just surpassed the 800,000 subscriber milestone. But I do need to say that how he is doing it, it's awesome. And you just switched to Linux? Why did you do that? Was that for some reason? Oh, by the way, this guy that does those videos, he's living in Australia. He has 2 dogs and he sells those furnaces. I'm also going to look up CyberDeck Cafe. Okay, she's also here. So Sarah van Berg is my youngest daughter. Oldest. So I just subscribed to your channel, CyberDeck Cafe. Just helping some content creators out. So I have just pinned the message, pinned the YouTube channel of CyberDeck Cafe. I think you like that. So she has the time of her life. No problem here. Mr. Maker, you can use this for support as well. Are you running into some issues? Just a second. Yeah, Cyberdeck Cafe, that mode engaged. Because YouTube has this thing with kids. My channel is for not made for kids, so I want to have a clear line between there. Uh, I did one or two videos with my oldest daughter doing something, and also no, I shared some just some little parts, but not the main thing that it is about kids. There for that reason. If you watch some YouTube videos about Legos, YouTube see it as kids uh, video for made for kids. It's weird. Oh, so your Discord is over your stream is over Discord. My 4K screen is unreadable tiny. Really? Hey, Craig, how you doing? What's happening, sir? As mentioned, I've got some shipment coming from E3D with three very important things, upgrades. I have several Capricorn tubes to make some upgrades there as well. I've got a metal extruder head for one of my 3D printers. I also bought several spools of PLA filaments. So exciting times are coming. And as you know, I'm still waiting on the BQ BX. Okay, nice. Your next forum build? Oh my gosh, really? The 2.4. Yeah, I need to. Yeah, I know that the forum is easy. It's cheaper to build than a tool changer. Yeah, I have that thing too. Sometimes I'm pressing shift for getting the 9 or the 0, and then that same thing happens. Linux. Yeah, well, the thing is for me, I'm using the MacBook Pro. It's an awesome machine. Sometimes I have some little tiny issues, but nothing too big. But for video editing, I need to look for something heavier. What's your suggestion for printing PET G? Well, most of the time I'm printing in PLA. I recently printed PET G on my Prusa Mini. Temperatures of 230 to 40, and the bed temperature at 80 degrees. And yeah, well, the Prusa Mini, you have within Prusa Slicer, you have different kind of profiles for printing PET G filaments. So it's already dialed in pretty well. The V0 is a tiny printer. Yeah. That is also a video where CNC Kitchen made a video about. It's tiny, but seeing it printing, well, I do like the fast speeds. Just to keep it under us, the Ender 6, I'm going to check if I can run it faster. Because I notice when I'm moving the carriage around, it's pretty stiff. So I'm going to lose the timing belts and see how the whole gantry is running over the other profiles and see if it is also doing that without the timing belts. Hey, Steven Reiner, how are you doing, sir? Long time no see, man. Cool, Blank. Yeah, the BL Touch installation on the Ender 6, you have on Amazon. You have a kit specially made for the Ender 6. I didn't have that, but I had some spare cable or some extension wire which I could use for this build. But I saw also some other people having issues with it. You need to download the file, put it on the SD card, the .bin file, then put it in your Ender 6, switch it on, let the firmware install, switch it off, and then run the after the installation of the Ender or the BL Touch on the Ender 6, then you need to run the leveling and some other things to get it running.
Wat is dit? Waarom kunnen we geen koptelefoon op? Wil jij nou zo'n afwerking?
Je hebt het geluid van dit gedaan.
Nee, die is al uit.
Je hebt iets gedaan, mama. Dan kan je helpen.
Just a second. So, issue solved.
Wat anders kan ik wel. Maar ik kan het anders kijken.
Yeah, Steve, I saw many of your videos about the InMove. For me, the project is not ended. I have put it on hold or pause for a unlimited time. Still need to order a lot of parts for it to continue the build. So that is a project that is going to come back, but I need to figure out when it is going to be. Hey, Superconductor, welcome to the live stream. You're not hijacking. I was checking several others recommended videos. But currently, at this moment, the only thing that I see is the NSF live stream.
Ja. Oké, die heb ik ook gezien. Nee.
I don't see any live stream going on or planned, so just let me know.
Nee. Ja, nee. Ja.
Yeah, so I don't really know how much time from now is it going to happen. A V6 hot end on the Ender 6. Is that in combination with the Titan extruder then? Because when I'm going to get the Hemera, I'm thinking about it to install it on the Ender 3 V2. I was thinking about it to install it on the Ender 6, but before I'm going to do that, I want to make sure that I don't put too much weight on the carrots. I want to have the fast movements. But on the other side, it can also be very nice. I also have a mosquito hot end still waiting to be installed somewhere. So I need to figure out where I'm going to put it. I also get a BQBX. But there is a similar like direct drive already installed on there. So I need to look for that. Steve. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think that's a good call, Steve. Waiting until the temperatures are getting warmer, avoiding warps and some crazy artifacts during colder weather. All my printers are here in the living room printing. My resin printer is on the in the cupboard underneath the staircase. 4 hours from now. Oh no, that's way too late. For me, it's not going to happen. At least 10 up, almost 10 up. Yeah. It's almost 2:30. No, it's 2:30. Yeah, I think that could be done. But I do need to say that the hot ends which Creality installed on the NS6, I'm pretty happy with it. It does do its job, but you are still limited to the temperature of 240 degrees max. You can go a little bit higher, but then your PTFE tube is going to get damaged. I don't know if that is the correct word, but over time, when printing in higher temperatures, your PTFE tube, which is going into the hot end, is going to suffer quite a lot of those higher temperatures. For that reason, I'm not going to spoil too much, but I have a PTFE tube from Capricorn. Yeah, you love forums. Yeah, I can imagine that you do like it. For me, it's something that I planning to do in a very close by future, but not in the coming 2-3 months, not yet. Yeah, and I think a superconductor, I think that's a good thing. Just getting your head around the movements of the core XY, I think that's a good thing. It's 3:22 p.m. It's here 21:24. So it's almost 9:30. Normally, this is the time that I'm almost going live on the Friday. But Neuro 3DP is German or also from the US? I mean, that would be very late. Canada. Oh, I didn't know that. I always thought that it was German. Oh, silly me. Yeah, a superconductor. If you want to try printing PET-G on your Ender6, feel free, be my guest. Use the temperature around 240 degrees, a little bit maybe under it, maybe 245. I don't know what the maximum printing temperature is with the Ender6. Really have to try it. But I don't have PET-G. No, I do have a little bit PET-G laying around, which I can use, of course. Yeah, I thought for some reason, I thought he was German. Silly me. I know. Oh, by the way, Bruce Willis is printed in PET-G that I had, believe it or not, laying around for 1 year out of the box, just on the spool, printed on my Prusa Mini, and it did a great job. Which kind of temp? Oh, yeah. But on the CR10, struggling with 80 degrees? If you have some thicker cardboard, Steve, maybe try to put it around your 3D printer. It helps a lot. Or when using Cura as slicer, try to use the draft shield in the experimental section. Because I printed ABS on my, I think, Ender 3 Pro, I used draft shield and it sticked really well. Yeah, I saw it as well, but I'm not really into the PID tuning at this moment. But CNC Kitchen is always from the deep dive into the programming, into the deeper things of the electronics. I like it. Yeah, it's cool. I do need to say that we're not printing huge things, but just small parts where you have to print in PET-G or even ABS, and it worked quite well. I was happy with the result. I never heard of draft shields, but I was looking for it, and I thought, well, let's try this out. And it makes sense when you have a lot of cold coming around your print. The first thing what is going to happen is, affecting your temperatures on the. Yeah. Because inside of the draft and your part, the heat is, staying there. Yeah, and also because of my full-time job, I do sometimes get some prints during my work, During the break, I'm going to set a new print on, or put the print on with a new print, or in the evening, there are a lot of things that I need to manage around my working hours to get it as good as possible. Yeah, with Marlon on the NS6 PID tuning. I never played with PID tuning. So, hey, if you know it, then you have advantage. But I think you don't need to know everything about 3D print, about 3D printing. Today in the afternoon, I played with Fusion 360 a little bit. But man, that is it's challenging to learn it. Because I'm also working on my Z1 3D printer. Several things that I still need to get managed, you know. But hey, we are still learning, right? And I saw also from Teaching Tech a video about the BL Touch as well. Very cool video. Very deep diving into it. I'm just this guy from hands-on, just doing something, and then if I'm trying to be a normal, regular user of things. And if I encounter some problems, I try to solve them as I normally would do. Onshape, is it? How much different is it with Thinkercad for Fusion 360? I do need to turn something off. Okay. Onshape. Why not just looking it up? Mm-hmm. So this is Onshape. Looks kind of nice. Go away. Looks nice. Hey, old curmudgeon. How are you doing, sir? Nice to see you here. So if anybody wants to hang out during this live stream, please let me know on the direct message on Twitter. FreeCAD, yeah, that's something that I also tried, but I don't know. But I do like some CAD designing software, and this Onshape looks nice. Do you have a paid version for it then? Superconductor? Wow. Nice. Yeah, I don't want to say at this moment I like Fusion 360. I have some things that I need to overcome, but I'll manage that as well. But take some time, you know. All of your designs are public. So if you are using the free version, all your designs are public. Yeah, that's something that I don't want. Because one of the things that I want to do, if this ZAC1 3D printer is functional and it does work and I'm happy with the designed parts, I do want to, you know, put it on the website for a little bit money, to use that money to put in new projects as well. My dog is watching you. Cool, nice. Notifications. Awesome. Cool. But if you want, Craig, I can drop a link and you can hang out. Yeah, awesome. Cool. No, cats just sit on your lap and just want to have your attention. I do most of my work in Fusion, but I don't know how they pay with the commercial design project on a hobby license. Oh, yeah, for the thing I said, yeah. Yeah, basically, well, I did make some designs on Tinkercad. I post them on Thingiverse without any money. But what is a member? It's not familiar with me. Just tag me on. Tag me. Just check.
Vraiment? Vraiment? Ouais.
Yeah, the dog is indeed cute. You're eating taco salad, also nice. Did your wife made another video? But the kind of, yeah, I don't know, cooker. I don't know. It's not familiar here in the Netherlands. This kind of way of cooking food. I did send you a direct message on Twitter. Didn't something in the making, I guess. But how is the food then? Hey, 3D Llama, how you doing? The Instant Pot. The one that you put all ingredients into and then put it on 4 hours or 5 hours or 6 hours. I don't know. Because I'm very used to active cooking. Who let you in? Ah, we have a guest here. Welcome.
Hey guys.
Hey, how are you doing, sir?
Doing good, doing good. I'm using my phone. I couldn't figure out how to get my microphone working on the computer.
I just put your microphone a little bit down, if that is okay with you, because you can come in very loudly. I don't know how how other people will hear it.
Okay.
So, how are you doing, sir? Welcome.
We're doing good. Doing good. Just printing a bunch of parts and getting these Vorons ready to make some more Vorons and printing some bear parts for. I'm going to upgrade my Cruiser Mark III to the bear kit. I got the frame in the mail the other day, so it's going to be cool. I should turn off that light back behind me.
The what down? What?
Oh, I had too much light. I think it was kind of grounded me out.
Okay, cool. No, but I mean, I also have some background light. Normally, I use this kind of light. Yeah, maybe better like this. Cool, awesome. Yeah, there's also another Craig that I know, and I think he also is working on a Voron on multiple forums. But cool, awesome. So you are very happy with your first Voron Zero build? It's working fine.
Yeah, I'll show it to you right here. It's live in action. I'll turn on a light. I don't have any lights in this one yet, but here it is at work, and they're making its magic. It's a really cute little printer. I really like it.
Nice. Yeah, the thing is with this Voron, you don't have to do it because of the building volume. It's pure for the mechanics, the speed, it's an awesome machine. It's looking nice.
Yep. Oh yeah, and they're super tiny, and I love it.
Nice. Did you buy?
And then these guys over here are the switch wires.
Cool, switch wires. Awesome. Hey, Chris Travis, welcome to the live stream.
I'll put this down so I'm not so wiggly.
But awesome. Yeah, the first time that I heard about Voron is, I think, a few months ago. And suddenly everybody's talking about it. So yeah. When I was asking people if I should buy the Ender 6, people suggested me to buy a Voron. So I just wait for it. I do this some other time. How long did you take to build the Voron?
For the V0 took me about 3 days, and the switch wires were probably about 3 days if you work on it every single day, but usually I break it down and do about 2 hours after work, and yeah, spread it out in a week or two. Otherwise, you get too many printers and no place to go. I have this great big huge back here. There's a Folgertech FT6, and that's going to get turned into a Voron as well.
But that is a very huge printer, right?
420 by 720, somewhere around in there.
That's huge. Hey, Chris. Welcome to the live stream. If some other people wants to join in, just let me know on the direct message on Twitter. But is it going to be a bigger Voron then?
Yeah, is what I'm going to do is build it like the Voron 1.8, and except for I'm debating on if I'm going to have the gantry run like left or right, or if it's going to go back and forth, for the widthwise. So I'm kind of debating that and see how the belts all line up and everything, and see what's the best. Because that already has all linear rails and everything in it, and basically it'll be trimming up the extrusions and printing a couple extra parts, and it'll be good to go.
Somebody else wants to hang in, join in. But awesome. I just like mentioned, I also have a full-time job, so most of the things that I do that are 3D printer related are just around it in between during my lunch breaks, putting on some new prints or do. Yeah, that's how it goes. How many hours do you work? Normal
Um,
work?
my work day is kind of varies. I deliver like different things like mail bags and pharmaceuticals, hospital supplies and stuff. So every day is a little different, but I will usually work anywhere from 6 hours to like 15 hours a day. It's my own business, so I just have a contract with another big company, and I just own my own van, and I go load it up and go deliver along my route, and every day is just a little bit different.
Cool. Just a question. Can you check your microphone wire? Because there's a little cracking noise during your talking.
Oh, it might be. I don't have the best internet connection.
Oh, okay. That can also be. Sorry, I had to ask because sometimes when you're talking, I hear this little cracking noises. I don't
Oh,
know.
okay.
So for that reason, I ask, can you check if your cable is well connected, something like that?
Let's see. I just have a wireless
Oh,
Bluetooth
wire.
device.
Oh, then there's no wire to check then. Okay, makes sense.
Yep.
Um, Lama asks something about source pre-made.
Shorter
Wait.
width, travel longer. He says. Less weight is important. Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, I already did turn him a little bit down. I think the volume is great. I need to listen it back here. I already did turn him a little bit down. I think the volume is great. I am also a little bit loud sometimes.
Well, it might be some of my noise cancellation with the 3D printers running in the background, possibly too. I've never been on a live stream before, so I have no idea how good this was going to work. And I thought, well, that's all I have for a microphone was my Bluetooth earpiece. So,
Cool. You're here. You're live. It's also one of the things that I like to do, hanging out with people that are in 3D printing or just want to hang out and, talk about 3D printing or maybe some other tech stuff. Maybe Tesla, maybe cryptocurrency, maybe SpaceX, some other things that are very interesting.
oh yeah.
Do you also have a YouTube channel? Doing something on YouTube yourself?
Yeah, I do actually have a YouTube channel, and I started it out because my Twitter handle is Greg's 3D Print RC channel, and I like radio control hobbies, drones and airplanes and RC trucks and that. So
Cool.
I originally was doing a YouTube channel for that, and then I got into gold mining and metal detecting for fun in the summertime. So I have a bunch of videos of that too, and just kind of getting started out and having a good time. Mostly because my family lives 3 hours away, and my brothers and family always want to see what I'm doing for metal detecting. So I started making videos so they can see what I find and all that. And it turned out, I only have like 60 subscribers or something, which is okay because for me it's just fun and share the hobby with everybody. And one of these days I was thinking about doing like my 2.4 Voron build on a YouTube video, but it's an awful lot of work to build a Voron in the first place, and then to record every little segment of it. It would probably take me weeks to build it.
Oh, cool. And we have also Steven, the Lightspeed. How are you doing, sir? Welcome to the live stream.
Good, man. How are you?
I'm doing fine. It's Saturday instead of a Friday.
It's pretty late there, right?
It's almost 10 o'clock p.m.
Oh, not too bad. Earlier than normal, right?
Yeah.
You didn't do a stream yesterday?
No, I was watching SpaceX. I did watch a video together with my wife and kids, after that, I watched some YouTube videos because I knew that some people were going to live stream the R2D2 build. So for
Right.
that reason, I didn't do any live stream yesterday.
Yeah.
Also sometimes that happens. I don't need to do every single Friday a live stream. But
Yeah.
it was feeling a little bit weird to not having a live stream on Friday.
Well, most of us in the U.S. are at work still when you do that. I think, right? That stream. Yeah.
Yep. I'm usually
Yeah.
at work, and I'll listen in once in a while on my way home. I'll just put it on my Bluetooth speaker and listen as I'm driving along.
Cool.
Yeah, I do the same thing. Is that an FT6 in the background there?
Yes, sir.
Wow. Does it work?
I bought it as a non-working unit, and it had some issues, I believe, with the firmware, possibly because it wasn't home. And I ended up narrowing it down to where there's that little the little jumper board that goes off into the tool head, and the end stop switches don't work when it's hooked up to that breakout board. But if I hook a end stop directly into the main board, then it works and it'll home. But I never actually printed anything on it yet.
Wow, that's a huge printer, man.
Oh yeah, it is huge, and I don't know. I think about it a lot of times, and I don't know if I'll ever print that big or whatever. But it was a good deal. It's $200. A guy had it on Craigslist, so I thought, well, I'll just go buy it, and it's worth all the parts. So
$200. Wow.
Yep.
Chris Riley built one of those once, right?
Yeah. I remember he did a live stream on putting it together. I think over 2 or 3 weekends, or was it all at once? I don't remember.
And then we never saw it again.
No, and there's a reason for it. Their bed is really, really thin, and I think it's going to be a really challenge to get it leveled to where you could even print good. That's why I thought about just converting it over into a Voron and maybe just shorten it up, kind of more like a 1.8 size, and cut everything down and just use the parts for something else.
Yeah, because even a bed that big, even if you had a Mike 6 8mm bed, it would still be, wavy as the ocean, I would assume, right? I mean, you're gonna have a hard time no matter
absolutely.
how big that bed is. Yeah.
Yep.
I wonder how thick you would have to have it so that it wouldn't warp really bad.
How thick is the heat bed?
Go ahead, Zach.
How thick is the heat bed?
I would guess it's only about maybe like 3mm, maybe 4. It's real thin.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah, it's like
wonder,
it's like a Ender 3 size almost. Ender 3 might even be thicker.
I don't know if you watch Fun King 3D, but he has his, he has a printer that almost looks exactly like it. And in fact, I thought maybe the FT6 was a copy of his printer because it looks so almost identical. But he had a bed made, a big aluminum bed, and the bed stationary, which like a Voron would be, which is the best way, because then he has multiple mounting points all the way across the whole expansion. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And I think that's probably the only way you could keep any kind of relative, besides the heating, and then it's also hanging between. There's got to be massive dip in the bed, I would think, but I don't know.
Oh yeah.
But.
Yeah, definitely. I haven't done anything with it because after, they have a couple other problems. They have one motor on the Z, and then it has a belt that runs from one side to the other.
Really?
There's a whole lot of makeshift kind of garbagey idlers set up where it runs into that plastic, the plastic aluminum, I forget what they call that composite stuff, but there's no way to build it.
Oh, you're cutting in and out pretty bad.
Z motion.
Yeah, so it's only got one Z motor.
Okay. Yeah, my internet's maybe cutting out because it's snowing. Yeah. There's only one Z motor on the whole bed.
Better to have at least 2 then to compensate for that, I guess.
Well, that bed you should have 4 probably.
4, yeah. That's
if you ever want to have any hope of ever getting it flat, trammed, but Like the Railcore's got 3, and that's considered to be that's a pretty big bed too, 300 millimeter bed. But I really want to build a 3D fused 500 millimeter Core XY. But I've heard a lot of people say that those beds that's too big of a bed to try to, those beds are huge, and it moves up and down. So, the best way would be to take it like a Voron style and fold it flat to the bottom. But that's not the way it's designed. But
Right. Yeah, the Voron uses that cast aluminum bed, so then that way when the bed is heated up, it doesn't flex as much because regular aluminum, is like just rolled aluminum. So the aluminum has a memory to it, so then it kind of matches.
right.
I didn't hear any, not every part, because there are some parts that, was a little bit robotic. I don't know if
Okay.
it is
Well,
my
Zach, I think I'm gonna jump off because I'm in the middle of a snowstorm. I'll show you out the window here, and it's kind of late in the. Well, I guess it ain't gonna show up because it's too bright. But
Where are you,
yeah,
Craig?
it's snowy and it's hurting my internet connection. I'm in northern Wisconsin, up by Lake Superior.
Oh, up in Wisconsin now. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. It's 75 degrees today. Down here in Arizona, nice and sunny.
We're
Yeah,
at
78
Nice.
degrees today. Yeah.
Yeah, for me,
We're at 36.
Yeah.
no.
I like to
For
brag
me-
about the temperature being 78 all day, but don't, because in August and July and August are miserable here. So
very hot.
we only get a couple months of good weather, but
Wow.
No, for me, it was sunny today, something like 10, 15 degrees Celsius.
are you guys still getting the snow and stuff though, Zach, or no? Not much.
We did see some hail a little bit, but to call it snow, not really.
Right.
It's now March, so I don't think there is going to be any snow. But hey, it can change,
You get a lot of snow there though, right? Or
Here in
no?
the Netherlands, no,
Yeah,
not
yeah.
really.
Oh, really? No.
It can snow, but it's just for maybe 1-2 weeks, and then it's gone.
Yeah.
That
That's
is
kind
one-
of how it was when I lived in like in Washington. It was like that. You can get a little snow here and there, but that's it.
We get snow from October until April.
Oh man. I used to live in Idaho, and northern Idaho, and it was like that. Like it would start snowing in December, and it just wouldn't. I mean, you'd have 4 feet of snow on the ground for months on end, and no, thank you.
Yeah, it gets old.
I'd rather
That's
deal
for
with
sure.
yeah, it's beautiful. It's beautiful when it first starts, but I think for me, I'd rather. So here I deal with June, July, and August are about 100 and anywhere from 110 to 120 degrees, and then in September it cools off to like 110, 105. But really, you got 3 or 4 months of hell. But the rest of the year is just spectacular, like dry and every day is 78 degrees, 80 degrees. So
Cool.
but I miss the snow a little bit. But here you can actually drive to the snow. The snow's only like an hour and a half away. So believe it or
Oh,
not,
that's nice.
yeah. So what are you working on there, Zach? What do you got going on? You got anything new you're building or no?
Building, not really. I'm still, working on several projects. Like mentioned earlier on in the video or in the live stream, I placed an order on E3D, the Hemera, 24 volts, Titan extruder, a V6 hot end.
Why'd you buy a Titan extruder?
For to replace the cloned version that is on that one, because there are some things that I do really like about the FL Sun, but I have some extruder issues, and I'm going to improve the machine with using genuine parts and see how much of a difference that is.
You should have bought a BMG or something, or like a Bondtech, like that LGX they just came out with. That thing's awesome, man. I have it on the Railcore. It's really good. Really good.
Yeah, but what I'm doing now is exchanging a clone part for a genuine part. It's still the same measurements, same things,
right?
And see how.
So you're comparing. You're doing it for content reasons to see if there's any difference between the clone and the IC.
Yeah, because I was on the side of E3D for the Hemera. I thought, why not also ordering a Titan extruder and also a V6 hot end and see how much of a difference that is going to be on this build.
Yeah, I don't think you're. I mean, we'll see, but my prediction is like the Titan extruder is a bad extruder, in my opinion. I think in its day it was really innovative, but now it's like, I don't know. I've only ever had one, and that was on the artillery sidewinder, and taking it apart and putting it back together again was a nightmare. Like on that, especially on that machine, you take it apart and trying to get everything lined back up to squish it back together again was a nightmare. But when you got I think the Bondtech BMG just annihilated that market because, like I think Titan was probably the best thing until BMG came around. But I don't know. And I haven't tried a Hemera yet. I want to try a Hemera. I've heard nothing but good things about them, but.
Yeah, I have three potential candidates where I'm going to install the Hemera on. One thing that I was thinking about it to put it on the Ender 6, but then you have the direct drive onto the carriage, which costs to have more weight and also, get some less speeds,
The biggest problem with the Hemera is that motor, because they should have a pancake option for direct drive situations, because having that big old motor on the back is, first of all, you don't need it, right? Because the gear reduction, you don't need it. Like the Bondtech LGX kind of copied that it's a very similar design to the Hemera, but the motor is a pancake motor, and I bet you could get the Bondtech motor. I'm almost certain it'll mount to a Hemera. I'm pretty sure it's the same spur gear, but I don't know why they didn't go with the pancake motor instead. I think they did it for mounting options. Honestly, I think they did it so that it had more mounting options. But the extra weight is ridiculous. It's probably twice as heavy as it needs to be. So,
yeah, I just ordered one of those Hemeras, and I was going to take it apart and see if I could take that end cap off the motor, because that has the housing for the gears and the hot end and everything in there. And I figured if I took the back off of one of my pancake motors and put it on there and see if I could get it to work. But I don't know. I guess we'll have to see when I get that far. I've got it out of the box and looked at it, and I mean, it looks real similar. They're basically the same dimensions, just a little bit shorter. But I don't know for sure if it'll work or not yet. But just a couple ideas I've been thinking about.
I bet you could, and I bet if you heated that shaft up, because those are press fit, which is, by the way, that's another thing I don't like about it. And Bondtech did the same thing. They did the friction fit on the spur gear.
Yep.
And it just, in my opinion, the only reason to do that is to eliminate your ability to use other motors. So you're kind of like on the LGX, you're stuck buying the motor from them, just like on the Hemera, you're stuck buying from E3D. But I wonder if you heated that motor up, if you heated that shaft up, if you could get it to slide off, with heat.
I think you could, because I've taken apart, the Ender 3s came with those gears pressed down in the same fashion, and I've used the MAP gas torch and heated them up, and then I poured cold water onto the shaft, and I made sure everything was dry before I used it again. But that gear basically fell right off when I heated it up and got the shaft cooled down. It basically fell right off.
Yeah, they should have a set screw. You know,
Absolutely.
I wish somebody make a set screw, make that gear with a set screw, because that would be awesome. You know.
Yeah, so I need to get my head around the Hamera, installing it on the probably Ender 3 V2. The Mosquito hot end that I still have laying around, I'm going to install it on the Ender 6, most probably. And yeah, the Titan extruder is going on the FL Sun.
Is the Ender 6, is that a direct drive or no? It's a Bowden tube, right?
Yeah.
The Mosquito on the end of a Bowden tube is not great, in my opinion. I've only have it on one machine. I have it on my Artemis, and I've tried it about 2 or 3 different times. I've done a Mosquito and I've done a Magnum, and I did the Copperhead. The Copperhead was fine, but that machine has an 800 millimeter Bowden tube, and I just keep getting, it doesn't matter what I do, it just jams like crazy with PLA. So like the only way around is I have to use an oiler, or like oil, you know, use an oiler basically is the only way I've gotten around it. But something about the Bowden, the way it, you know, I don't know if it's retracting too much or what, but I've done it even with the retractions off and it still jams like crazy. And on a direct drive, I think the motor being right on top has so much power that even if PLA does jam, it kind of overcomes it pretty easily. You know, it just pushes through it. Whereas on a Bowden, you know, you have to have a really, really smooth, you know, any heat creep and it's toast. But I got it working now, but only with an oiler. But if I don't use the oiler, it'll just jam like crazy. Like crazy. Like it's almost, I don't think I've ever had a print succeed without an oiler on it. So
do you have also dual gear?
Yeah, I have a BMG, Bondtech BMG on it, and then it's in the Capricorn tube and goes all the way down to, and just basically flush mounts right to the Mosquito. It's got the Mosquito stock fan on it, the little 25 millimeter fan. That's a pretty good fan. But yeah, I don't know. I'll be interested to see what results you come up with. One thing I know for sure is you got to take the, like if you're using, what do you use for retraction on the Ender 6? Like 6 millimeters or 5 millimeters or what?
I'm testing now settings for getting rid of the stringing, because the Ender 6 has a lot of stringing issues.
Right.
I'm printing now at 215 degrees. Retraction is at something like 50 millimeters per second, something like that. I think retraction of 6 millimeters.
Yeah. So when you put the Mosquito on there, yeah, when you put the Mosquito on there, you're going to want to take it down to like 0.6, 0.8, and start there and start back. It takes a lot of testing, because you don't want to really retract more than they advise that you start at the nozzle diameter. So if you're using a 0.4 nozzle, to start at like 0.4 or 0.8, and then you slowly work your way up in increments of the nozzle diameter until you get where. So like on my Artemis, my normal hot end on that printer, I usually have 8 or 9 millimeters of retraction, and with the Mosquito on there, I think it's at 1.9 or 1.8 millimeters of retraction. It uses, the Mosquito allows you to go with a lot less retraction, that's for sure. So that's a good news. But what happened to Greg?
Okay.
He bolted on us?
Sorry?
Greg bolted, huh? Took off?
Yeah, he had jumped off. My internet connection is too bad. I really enjoyed it. You having here, Craig. I wanted to ask some other things about the experience you had with the Hamera. I think you mentioned that you took it apart, but yeah, thanks for having you on the stream.
Yeah, I was just on the E3D website yesterday. I was talking to them. I really want to. I'm considering getting a tool changer. I think I haven't decided yet. I either want to build the big Core XY from 3D Fused, or I want to build a tool changer. But I started looking at all the pricing and like to build that Mule Dex. I don't know if you're familiar with Mule Dex, but from 3D Printing World.
Yeah.
So that's a really cool machine I would like to build, and that's an IDEX machine. But to build that is about $3,000 from start to finish with because it uses all slice hot ends, and you got to have the duet and the expansion boards and all that stuff. So it's about $2,700, $2,800. And the DIY core is going to be probably about $2,500. And then so I start shopping around on the tool changer, and it's like you can get a tool changer for like $2,500 direct from E3D with all Chimeras on it. And that seems kind of like it seems like a bargain, honestly, for what you're getting, when you consider what it costs, I mean, that frame alone is worth, you couldn't get a frame like that for under $1,500 anywhere. So,
yeah, I think
I don't know if
it's also my opinion. I heard about the Moldex. The machine looks awesome, but if you are going to step into that direction, you have to continue. You cannot say, "Oh well, I'm not going to do that. It's too costly in the end." But I think both machines are great. But when you're buying the tool changer, you have the whole thing. When you
I just think for the same amount of money that the Mule Dex would cost, you could get a full blown tool changer. And where I think the Mule Dex is probably a lot more refined.
Mm-hmm.
And the tool changer is not very refined. I guess it takes a lot of people have to. The community basically built the software around it because all E3D did was make the motion system, So, but I think it would be fun to play with. When you see the setup on the tool changer, the actual setup videos, it's insane. The amount of things you have to do to get it to print correctly. You have to have a bore scope, microscope, and you have to basically measure where the nozzle's landing every time to make sure that when you're doing multiple prints, the printer has to compensate for each tool head to make sure that it lands perfectly in the exact spot, or else your print's going to look horrible.
Yeah.
I mean, I saw the stuff that Filament Frenzy's getting some pretty nice results out of it, and I don't know what, he doesn't really share what he does to set it up or nothing, but I'm assuming he's put a lot of time and effort into setting it up. But
does he share it somewhere? Which settings that he used, or which kind of things he did?
He used to, Zach, back in the day. Like when I first met Filament Frenzy, or when I first started talking to him, I had just bought the Prusa Mark III, and I was just having a hell of a time. It was my first good printer, and I was just having a hell of a time. I never had a printer with an ABL on it, and I signed up to Twitter because somebody told me that was a good place to get help, and Filament Frenzy jumped on, and he started sending me profiles for Simplify 3D, and kind of got me pointed in the right direction. So I owe a lot of the stuff I do today because of him. But he used to have a website that he actually published all of his profiles to. And then the thing with Simplify 3D happened where they wouldn't allow you to share your profiles or download other profiles. And I don't know that he updates that anymore, but I don't even know if he still has it. But you basically can't. I don't think he publishes his profiles. He used to be pretty well known for, like, he'd send you a G code of a file that he sliced, and then he would send you the profile with it. And that was really helpful because then you could print his, like, maker coin or whatever. You could print his maker coin and then kind of compare it to his maker coin. But I don't see him doing a lot of that anymore. I frankly don't see him doing a lot of helping, or not helping. Helping's the wrong word, but he used to be, like, on Twitter, he used to just get bombarded with people asking him questions all the time, So
yeah, I'm just
my dog's
checking
trying
out.
to figure out.
Who's
I'm
that?
checking useful links.
Are you on his website?
Yeah, I'm going to share it if I can share it. Yeah, here it is. So here is his website, S3D profiles. But this is only for Simplify, and I think he has also for some others as well. But if I click on it, nothing happens. It doesn't direct anywhere. So
Yeah, I think it's safe to say that he's probably not using it anymore.
doesn't seem like it.
I can't find his website.
It's a Wix website. I see filamentfrenzy2.wix website.com and then filamentfrenzy/sparkles. I think Sparkles is the filament name. Yeah, there are several things that I want also to learn from Filament Frenzy as well, because there are some things that I want to improve on, getting the profiles for something like Cura dialed in pretty well before sharing it on YouTube, something like that. Because also my limited time when I'm working on my normal day job, having time to dial in everything, it takes quite a lot of time. For that reason, you don't see a lot of prints. I do post a lot of prints lately from the prints that I've done with the new machines, but I cannot run whole campaigns testing different kind of filaments, testing different kind of settings to do a review. That time I don't have at this moment. How about you? What are you currently working on?
Not much. I mean, nothing really 3D printer related. I just made a watch winder. So that was like the last thing I did. It was an Arduino Uno, or was it an Uno? I don't know. But I made a watch winder for a mechanical watch. And man, I was just like blown away how cool that thing is. And I've never made something. Yeah, I've never made anything that was like that useful to me. I've made some functional prints, I guess, but I don't know. I don't usually end up using them very much, but that I have sitting next to my bed, and I freaking love it, man. Like every 10 minutes or so, it does a little twist and turn.
Just a second.
It's yep. Oh, bedtime. Bedtime. Where's the other ones? He's yelling at him. Clean your room.
So.
Bedtime, huh?
But I saw it on Twitter. I didn't know that it was a watch winder.
Yeah, it basically takes a mechanical watch and because you know what a mechanical watch is, right? Like it uses your when you're wearing it, it stays charged, but like I don't wear it all the time because I wear an Apple Watch, so it just sits in a box. But I don't know. I saw it. I had a Arduino Uno that Alien 3D sent me in an Alien box, and I've never really done any. I've only done a couple of his projects, so I have all these Alien boxes that typically have like he sends you Arduino Unos all the time, So I thought, I had the Arduino Uno and I had the stepper motor already, and so I don't know. I go to bed and I sit there and I stare at it, and it's so satisfying to watch it because it's quiet. It's like just completely stone quiet, but I love it.
But do they also send boxes to Europe?
No, so he used to do. He used to work with a guy. I can't remember his name, but there was a. It was called the European mystery something box, and he helped the guy get set up doing it in Europe, and he got really big and really popular. But then he kind of got burned out on it, and he just stopped doing it. So, but there used to be the European film or mystery box, and he did the same thing that Alien 3D does. For Europe, and that, but he, he said he wasn't making a lot of money because it's hard to make money at that. I mean, I think it costs us $36 a month, and what you get in the box, it generally feels like a bargain. Like I never print with the filaments because the filaments are always kind of, they're not anything crazy.
Questionable.
Most of my filaments are better than the filaments that he sends. But I kind of like getting every once in a while he'll send something that's unique, like this stuff. Like he sent me this stuff. This is Filablend. Let me see if I can.
Wait.
So this is from a company called Filablend, and that's one strand of filament. But it's basically got, I think, 3 colors mixed into it.
Okay.
So, yeah. But it's basically got, so they take 3 different colors of filament and they splice them together like a pie. So when you look at the end of the filament, it looks like a pie. And it's really cool because every direction has a different color. So every time the print head goes in a different direction, the color is different. And it makes a really interesting, unique, filament color. And so that came in an Alien box. And I actually bought a lot of the Filablend. I actually really like their stuff. But yeah.
So 5 Midnights asking, what is the highest infill I have printed in? I think the highest that I ever did, Stephen, what is your highest infill you ever used?
Well, I printed 100% infill, a lot of things, but typically
is
like
infill?
Huh?
If it is 100%, it's still infill?
Well, kind of, because it's not, no, not really. I guess it's just doing a bunch of layers, but I typically never go over 50%, and it's rare that I go to 50%, honestly.
But also depending on which kind of pattern that you use for your infill.
That's true. That's true. Like, so I don't really mess with gyroid and all that stuff. I use cubic infill normally. So because it's supposed to be stronger, and I really like the adaptive cubic and Prusa slicer, because that works. That saves a ton of filament. It starts out big, starts out at like 10% or whatever, and then it slowly works its way up to whatever you set it to. But yeah, I wouldn't go any higher than, I don't know. I normally don't go any higher than 20%, honestly. So
yeah.
What about you?
Something like this, I just use 10, maybe 20% infill as max.
Yeah.
And I do like the triangles as a infill. And I think, it looks amazing. It looks nice.
I don't understand. Yeah. A lot of people watch that, or like they talk about the gyroid and all that stuff, but I don't really get it if you're not going to see it. You know what I mean? Because gyroid to me is noisy. And it just shakes, like on the rail core, pretty much all the infill set at 150 millimeters a second. On gyroid, it just beats the piss out of it. It just sits there and goes, like this the whole time. And so I would rather have straight, going back and forth than having to make a bunch of kicks and turns.
And I think a straight line is faster than the zigzag.
Yeah, I think technically I think the fastest one is actually rectilinear is the fastest, because it goes. Well, no, that's concentric. So rectilinear goes like it basically does all the lines in one direction, and then it turns and does the other lines in the other direction on different layers. So it basically does at one layer like this, and then it goes up, and then does the other side this way, and then goes up. It's probably not the strongest infill, but it is definitely the fastest because it makes one line like this, you know, back and zigzagging back and forth.
But
yeah,
the highest infill I ever used is 50.
Yeah, me too, probably.
But that was just also for parts for the in-move humanoid robots. The parts where you have to use for the torso, the parts that has to be very strong.
Yeah, all curmudgeons, right? The perimeters are stronger than infill. I mean, really, infill is to support the walls and to support the upper layers, really, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, to me, I mean, I like having other infill patterns, but I don't. Prusa Slicer puts a lot of work into infill, and you know, it's generally stuff you don't see. You know what I mean? So, yeah, Greg. Yeah, you're right. The gyroid is really. I mean, on a fast printer like a Voron, it's violent. Like it sits there and I mean, it just shakes the crap out of the printer. You know. Hey, have you guys seen this video of the Nova hot end? Have you seen that, Zach? I posted on Twitter. This guy that has a custom built printer and he has the Nova hot end and 400 millimeters a second at 40,000 acceleration.
Wow.
It is insanity to watch. And the print quality is amazing. I'm telling you, that Nova hot end for high-speed printing is insanity. It's just totally crazy.
Nova hot end?
Yeah, Nova hot end. It's from a guy called 3D Passion. You know, and people don't like him. You know.
Why is that?
Let me see. Well, he's kind of a tough personality to get along with, and you know, he and I have gone rounds many times. But you know, he built this hot end as a passion project and did a Kickstarter thing on it, and it's amazing, man. Like, it really is one of the best high flow hot ends that I know of. I'm trying to find the link, but
yeah, I have the Kickstarter here.
Yeah, I want you to see the video though that I posted. It's amazing, man. Let me see here. Oh, here it is. Oh wait, why am I on this guy? I don't want to click on this guy.
You have a link or a site that I can look it up for?
Hold on a second. Let me share my screen and I'll show you.
Yeah.
Can you see it?
Yeah.
All right, watch this. So this is him just setting up the file, but let me get to the printing. Look at that. That's in real time. Is that not the craziest thing you've ever seen?
That is just speeded up?
No, this is a regular speed. This is, yeah, the film's not sped up. This is regular film. So this is 400 millimeters a second at 40,000 acceleration. You know, for comparison, like an Ender 3 is at 500 acceleration, probably. I think 500 and 800. But I mean, look at that. Is that not crazy to you? I mean, and while, yeah, the quality, you know, I mean, there's some things left to be desired, but at that kind of speed, like that is an unbelievable. I mean, look at that. It looks like a freaking sewing machine going, you know?
Yeah.
Look how cool that is.
Oh my gosh.
So the test here is, you know, a lot of printers can go this fast. That's not the issue. This printer is exceptional in that it's built very well. Very, very sturdy. Like this guy has his printer and it's tied to the walls. So he has it actually bolted to the walls in his room for rigidity. And so this printer is extremely rigid to eliminate ringing and all that stuff. But what's exceptional about this printer is, or what's exceptional about this video is that, you know, a lot of printers can go that fast, but not a lot of hot ends can keep up with the flow. So when you're pushing filament that fast, you know, the filament is pulling heat out of the hot end, and the hot end is constantly having to, you know, overcompensate basically for the heat to keep the plastic flowing properly. And, you know, like in this case, if the hot end wasn't keeping up, you would see like incomplete lines, you know, like it would be pulling the end of the line back with it. But yeah, I mean, look at that. I mean, just look at that. That is insanity, man.
Yeah, but I also was looking to the video from Stefan from CNC Kitchen with this Voron Zero.
Right.
It's so insanely fast.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and so like on so like I don't know how to get out of this now, but like on the rail core is every bit as fast as the Voron as far as printing and moving and all that stuff. Where the struggle comes in is, you know, what you see a lot of times is fast is the movements, the X and Y movements. Like I have mine set at 400 millimeters a second at 10,000 RPM. So when it moves, like you can't even see it move. It just goes and it's darting all over the place. But that video I just showed you, that's printing at a speed that's unheard of. Like, you know, I bet most Vorons don't go over 150 millimeters a second, which is, you know, which is what my rail core generally prints at. Is I usually have perimeters, infill, and solid infill at 150, and then I just do the outside layer at like 30. Like I slow it way down for the outside layer, and that's how you get, you know, really good. You know, it still gives really good wall quality, but it also it speeds up all the things you don't see. You know. But when I saw that video, that video like impressed me. Like that was impressive. I mean, I have one of those hot ends. I have one of those hot ends in my closet right now. And when I first built the rail core, that was the hot end I chose for it. But I had a bunch of other problems, and so I took it off because I thought it might be the hot end, but it wasn't. It turned out that it didn't matter what hot end I put on it. But I haven't tried. I haven't tried to put it back on yet. You can go in. It's in the box in the garage. It's in the box, honey. You gotta look. But yeah, so that is super impressive to me. That print speed is like and I didn't have the sound on, but when you listen to the sound, Zach, it's like it sounds like a machine gun. I mean, it's crazy how fast it is, though. But yeah.
Yeah, but everything should be aligned, you know, not only the movements from the X and Y and Z axis, but also from the stepper motor and the hot end. I mean, you can get very fast printing speeds, but if your extruder is not keeping up, you always get these missing lines, missing parts.
Right. So like on that printer or on the Nova hot end, what makes it unique is it's got I think it's a 70 watt heater, you know, most like a Mosquito Magnum, for example, has a 50-watt heater, and that's considered to be a pretty big heater. When you go above that, you need a different breakout board to run it. But what makes the Nova unique is that the filament path and the heater are a millimeter apart. So you have the 60, 70-watt heater that goes the whole length of the heat block, all the way through the entire heat block, and is sitting less than a millimeter from the filament path. And it just, you know, I put it on Twitter one time, and of course, a lot of people don't like Vlad, like the owner of the company, so they have a tendency to dog on the hot end. But like, you could take filament and you push it through the hot end by hand, and it feels like you're pushing chocolate into a hot pan. Like, there's zero resistance. It just, as fast as you can push it. So
Yeah.
I did an extrusion test, 100 millimeters of filament at 25 millimeters per second. Okay. So if you try that on any printer, it's going to, you know, it might do it one time, but it's going to lose enough heat that the next time it's going to get stuck. So this printer, you could just push 100 millimeters at 25 millimeters a second over and over and over and over and over again, and it just keeps up with it.
Yeah.
Bring it
And
in.
it's the most important thing. That everything
Yeah, hold on
within
one
your...
Honey, that's the wrong box. No, it's the box. Right as you walk outside the door, you had to walk past it to get to that box.
That's the biggest challenge with speed. If I have a Magnum, I would go faster. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and I have the new one from Slice, the Magnum Plus, and it's got two 50-watt heaters so the filament path is in the middle, and it's got two 50-watt heaters on both sides of it. So it's probably able to push out more filament than the Nova, but it's probably 4 times as heavy as the Nova. The Slice hot end is see you guys. See you, man.
See you
But
later.
the Slice hot end is really big. Like, it's really a big chunk of copper or whatever it's made out of. But have you seen that one on their? Did you see that the Magnum Plus, or no, Zach? Have you seen that?
No, not yet.
Yeah, so I've been testing it for. I'll show it to you. They haven't actually put it up for sale yet. I'll share this with you. Share screen. Application window. Yeah. So this is the Magnum Plus. And they really don't have a lot of info on here. I guess Ivan Miranda did something with it, but it's basically got, you can see the wires here. There's
Oh, yeah.
2 heaters. There's a heater here and a heater here, and then the filament path is right here in the center. And it also gives you can mount a thermistor on both sides or either side.
Mhm.
But the cool little thing is they built, so this thing is really awesome. And this is a little thing to basically insulate the nozzle from the fans. But how sexy is that thing?
I do like it.
It's going to be
very
$265 though,
Oh,
for just the hot end with no fan, no thermistor, no heater. It's definitely not for normal printers, I wouldn't think, you know.
and it's also very clean on the outside. There are no other things. But which kind of machines can you install this on? I think basically
Well, I haven't.
most.
I have it on the Railcore. You know, again, it's like a Magnum, right? So a lot of people take a Magnum and they put it on an Ender 3. It's kind of pointless because you can only push an Ender 3 so fast, you know. or a Prusa, right? You can only push a Prusa so fast. Really, the Magnum and this Magnum Plus really have no business being on anything. And I mean, maybe a Voron, but if you're only going to print at 60 millimeters a second, you don't need a Magnum, and you don't need this Magnum Plus. You really need a machine that's big, or has a big nozzle, or is fast, because otherwise you're just going to introduce a bunch of other problems, like, you know, you're going to have oozing. They're a little harder to tune for retraction. So like on the Railcore, it took me a long time to get the retraction set just right.
Yeah.
You know, and really you can't, you know, using a 0.4 nozzle on it is pointless. So like I usually run a 0.6 or 0.8 nozzle, you know, for speed's sake. And I always run a 0.3 millimeter layer height. So, but I don't know, 265 per is a lot. And so like I was looking at the tool changer, and Philistruder agreed they were going to sell it to me without the Chimeras. So everything except for the Chimeras. And because I really wanted one with all slice stuff, because I don't like E3D hot ends. But you can put 4 Chimeras on there for $400, or you put 4 slice engineering stuff on there, and it's like $1,100. It's like $1,200, because when you take 4 slice hot ends, whichever ones you pick, you know, 4 50-watt heaters, 4 thermistors, 4 25 millimeter fans. I mean, you're well, and 4 nozzles. You're well into the $1,200. I mean, it's a difference of $400 or $1,200. I mean, it's 3 times as much.
Yeah.
And again, I just want slice stuff on there because I like their stuff, but I'm sure it doesn't print any different than an E3D one. But where are you going? Okay. But yeah, so I don't know. I love slice stuff, and I have. So I thought, like, I have like 3 extra hot ends laying around, but I don't know. It just seems like a lot of money to put into a printer, you know. But
especially when the printers are getting a little bit too cheap for that.
right.
I mean, the price for one hot end you can buy 2 cheap 3D printers for.
That's true. You know, and again, you know, in their defense, they're you know, mosquitoes were never intended to be a hobbyist. You know, I don't think they built those to be a hobbyist level hot end. You know, they were trying to build something that would be used commercially. And of course, you know, idiots like me, we put mosquitoes on everything because I like them. I like the way that you can do I like the nozzles changes without having to, you know, being able to do the nozzle swaps without having to use 2 hands. That to me, that is really nice. So
yeah,
I don't know about you, but so you haven't used the mosquito that Dan sent you, or no?
No, because I'm working on several things.
Yeah.
I did install the Fetus Dragonfly hot end. It took me some attempts to get it right, especially putting the thermistor into the brass tube, and then, you know, with the grip screw, squeezing the brass tube a little bit so that the thermistor will stay in.
Right.
So if I want to install the mosquito hot end, I really want to know for sure that it is also going to be the printer that it will stay on, you know?
Right.
So,
I would put it. Yeah. So you're thinking about putting it on the Ender 6 then?
most probably, yes. Because the
So
Chimera,
how is the Ender? Yeah.
sorry,
The Chimera
you
what?
wanna ask?
No, go ahead. You said what about the Chimera?
The Chimera I want to install on the Ender 3. And
Yeah.
I don't want to install the mosquito hot end on the Ender 3 version 2, and then after a few weeks exchanging it for the Chimera.
Yeah, you need to get one of those tool changer systems like that's on Kickstarter. because that would be really cool to have.
That was on Kickstarter.
The Exchange or whatever. It's the metal one with the
With the
magnets. Yeah, so I think it's called the Exchange, right?
Yeah, I saw it, but it's already closed. But there's
is
some
it?
other thing coming. I think in April, the J-Label G1 IDEX.
Oh, really? And it's a tool. It has tool the easy tool change thing or no?
No, it's a IDEX 3D printer from a brand new startup.
Well, what I was thinking was like if you had like a tool change plate on your Ender 3, so you could easily swap between hot ends, you know? So you could have a whole tool like that Exchange thing. I think Teaching Tech did a video on it, but you could have, you know, one tool plate just for your test hot ends, and you could just swap between them. That would be pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I hear you though. Taking hot ends on and off of printers is not easy, and you got to constantly, you know, rewire and all that crap sucks.
So for that reason, I'm thinking about it to put it on the Ender 6, because I'm not planning to install the Hemera on the Ender 6.
Right.
But if I'm going to place a poll on Twitter asking where I'm going to install the Hemera on, I think most people will say on the Ender 6.
Right, I agree.
But not everybody is buying the Ender 6, but people are buying a Ender 3 V2.
Right. So how do you like the Ender 6 so far? You like it?
It's currently working. It's printing another filament spool holder.
Did you have some problems with it?
With the Ender 6?
Yeah.
Yeah, just some.
I watched your video. I thought you had some trouble with it.
Which video?
I thought you had a video where you had some problems with like the PCB on it or something.
No. I was helping somebody with solving an issue.
Oh, okay.
But after several tries, I never heard of the guy. So.
Oh,
yeah.
really? So since you've had it, you haven't had any problems with it?
No. But basically, almost every 3D printer, I'm just this guy that buys a 3D printer and not familiar with some issues that I see around.
Right.
But I mean, for example, the issue where I made the video for, something was switched, and it was quite obvious because he got a reading from the hot end when he was switching on his 3D, when he was switching on his Ender 6. You see that the temperature is rising. So for me, when I'm going to switch on any 3D printer, one of the fans that is going to kick in is the fan for the hot end.
Right.
Or for the PCB fan cooling. That are the only two fans that are going to run. So I switched some wires and I showed what was going on and how to solve it, you know?
Right.
But I
and then you never heard from him again?
Not that I know of.
It sounds like you're not sure.
On daily basis, I get many comments.
Do you?
Yeah.
People asking for help?
Yeah.
Well, that's good, though.
Yeah.
That's
all
interaction, right?
Yeah, I think it is also very important to keep in contact with or keep in touch with your viewers, with people that are asking things.
Right.
And also installing a BL Touch on the Ender 6 for me it's not challenging, but it's something. When I have an issue, I solve it the way I can only can think of. Oh well, I
Right.
have this extension wire that I ordered for the BL Touch. Hey, it has the same kind of connector on it. Well, let's take a soldering iron and just solder the two wires together. That is
Right.
how I
Yeah.
solve issues. Yeah, and Amazon has this kit for the Ender 6 for BL Touch installation. So it comes already with the right cable. So people are buying those kits because on
So do you?
AliExpress and
Right.
some other sites, I tried to find it, but I couldn't. Even on the side of Koreanity, I couldn't find this.
So did you finally? Did you figure it out or no?
Oh yeah, it's running smoothly. I do my bed leveling. It goes fully automatically.
Oh, that's good. You got to try one of these days. You should try the Easy ABL from TH3D.
Do they also
Have you ever
ship
tried one of
to?
those?
Do they also ship to Europe?
I don't know. I think he does. He just doesn't ship to what do you call it? To Great Britain or to the UK, I think.
Yeah, because
But that
the thing is, I have issues. Yeah, issues not really, but for example, when I ordered the 3D Chameleon, which I still need to install, I had to pay 60 euros for import fees and taxes.
really?
For the mosquito hot end, I had to pay 35 euros for import fees.
Really?
And now also for the E3D stuff, it's now coming into the in the European Union. So I also need to pay import fees as well.
You got to move to America, Zach.
I know.
That's the answer.
No, the thing is, I want to sponsor as much as I can. Also, not only Chinese brands, but also companies in the United States, because 40% of my viewers are from the United States. So, yeah.
How many of your viewers are from the Netherlands? Anybody? Do you get anybody there from the Netherlands?
Oh,
Or no?
Oh yeah, I do get,
Yeah.
but it's just a small percentage.
Maybe you'll get recognized someday at the grocery store.
Yeah, maybe.
Get somebody asking for an autograph.
No, not that is going to happen. Not in this year. Not with the corona.
Speaking of which, did you get vaccinated yet?
No.
Are you going to?
Yes, I do.
Oh yeah, I did. I did it on Thursday.
I want to get moving. I want to get into action. I want to get into crowded areas, and I want to do crazy stuff.
Yeah, me
do
too.
Some meetups with people. Let's get
So
over
did
with
you?
it.
Yeah, no shit. I mean, it's been a year, man. It's crazy. I can't believe it's been a year. But did you? Why can't you get it? Or is it just not available to you guys yet? Or
they have this special program where Biden says, 260 million vaccines are purchased. Everybody is going to get one.
right?
In Europe, it's all regulated. First, the elderly people and people with bad health are going to get them first. Also,
Sure.
people that are in working in the hospitals and doctors, stuff like that. I fully understand, but the vaccines that they have here, they are frozen and they can only use certain amount at one time. And
Right.
the time that I am, when I'm going to get my shots, it's probably going to be in July, but I won't be surprised if it's going to be in August or even September.
I mean, is it? I pardon my ignorance, but the Netherlands isn't very big, is it?
It isn't.
I mean, compared to the U.S.
17 million people.
Hold on 1 second. I'll be right back.
Mhm. Yes, Greg, I'm doing that. And this video was not sponsored by. Just some beverage. Keep hydrated.
I'm
So,
surprised that Europe is falling behind, is not, doing better than us in vaccines.
most of the vaccines are coming from Europe. Even the ones that are used in the United States are coming from the Netherlands.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Janssen, something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
So yeah,
That's an
well,
American company, though, isn't it? Johnson and Johnson, or no?
Janssen. Yeah, I
thought it
don't know.
was.
I don't know if it is the same kind of the same name, but oh well. I'm also 5, but I cannot
Yeah.
do anything in the meantime. So yeah.
Do you know anybody that's been vaccinated or no? Right. So you and everybody else are
I know
not
people
vaccinated.
I know people that can get. Oh yeah, some neighboring, a few doors,
Yeah.
doors here in the street. She works in a hospital, so she has. But from the people that I know of that can get it, they say, well, it's not great. It's
They're
still
scared of it.
those things that you can think of to not get vaccinated. And I'm thinking
Yeah,
like,
I know.
can I get your tickets so that I can get it? Come on.
Right. Yeah. I
And
know a
then you
lot of
see-
people that are like that are saying they're not going to get it. And unfortunately, those people are the people that are going to keep us going because, they say, oh, well, we don't know the long-term effects. I'm like, it's the same vaccine they use for the flu. The ingredients are identical to the flu vaccine. The only difference is the DNA they're using for the, to make it the COVID part. But, when you look at what's inside of a vaccine, it's sugar, salt, lipids, and the DNA of dead COVID, cells or whatever. It's really nothing complicated. But
if
people
you
are
have
stupid, man.
to believe anything that they write about it, you're going to be a zombie, Stephen.
Yeah, I know.
You're going to be a zombie.
Well, I think they always talk about like, you see these medical commercials about like, did you get treated for, H1N1, blah, blah, blah. And they're always trying to do lawsuits, 10 years later. But the reality of it is vaccines have been proven safe for 80 years, and they haven't changed how they make vaccines. It's always been the same. I keep telling people that are saying, I'm not getting it. I'm like, you've probably been vaccinated with the exact same thing a dozen times in your lifetime. You just don't know it. So, but I don't know. I don't know, man.
I heard a lot of ghost stories about the Mexican flu virus vaccine.
The Spanish flu, yeah.
The Spanish flu. And in different kind of areas or in certain area, you will always get those stories. If you get that, you will, belonging to a certain kind of group of people, worshipping some.
Yeah.
I mean, as a kid, I got several vaccines. I'm still healthy. I can do whatever I can at this moment. Not really, but
well, that's what I mean. Like as a child, you get them all the time. So
yeah, and nothing wrong. But yeah, it's crazy.
Well, I say whatever. If they don't want to get it, then that's more for the rest of us.
But one of the things that I do see around the world, people or countries that are vaccinating people in huge numbers, you'll see also that the rates of positive tested people going down, and things are
Yes.
going to open up.
Right. That's true. Well, we just opened up on Wednesday. So on Wednesday, all health restrictions were lifted in Arizona. So
Wow.
we no longer have any restrictions. We don't have to wear masks anymore. Our transmission rate dropped to record lows. So since the pandemic started, so our governor said it's time to go back to start getting back to normal. So yeah. So we're.
I don't know
We're
if you have the possibility to watch European news, but
I don't,
especially
but-
for the Dutch. When I watch the news, you will see different kind of articles related to the coronavirus, and you see that on everyday base, more and more people than the day before are tested positive for COVID.
Hello?
And
Yeah.
the restrictions are getting they lower the restrictions, and the rates of people positive testing are going higher. So what
Right.
you see is less restrictions, more people are it's insane.
Well, I know. That's why I don't understand. Like people, the same people that are bitching about the vaccine are bitching about, not wanting to get the vaccine. They don't like the restrictions and they don't like the vaccines. And look, I'm all for personal rights, and I believe that you should be able to choose. But you can't complain about the mask and then also complain about the vaccine. You're choosing to do nothing about it. So, but
Yeah.
I don't know. But anyways, I got to jump, Zach. I got to go. But
Yeah, I also
it's
see
been nice
that
chatting with you, man.
some other people going away to different kind of places. Well, I don't mind. It's fun to have you around, and I will see and talk to you later.
All right, buddy. I'll see you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
So, Craig, it's great that you got all of your shots already. Wow. Did you have any problems or little things, side effects from the shots? Mental cloud on second one. Yeah, some little minor side effects. Yeah, I don't have anything, so I still waiting for it. I hope I will get it very soon, but well, time will tell. So I'm going to close the live stream. Normally on Friday, we'll keep continuing for 3 hours, 4 hours maybe. And now I'm going to end this live stream. Everybody who joined the live stream, watch this live stream, thank you for it and for participating during the video chat. Thank you also, Craig, for hanging out. Yeah, I will see you next time. If you are watching this video in a later stage, thank you for watching. Please like this video, share this video with other people and on social media perhaps. And see you later. And let's make some fun with 3D printing. Zachary 3D Prints. Bye-bye.